And now, live from Isolation Station in Burbank, California, it's the Plague Week 15 of the Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Alison welcomes her guest. She's a comedian, actress, and podcaster who you've seen in Parks and Recreation, Silicon Valley, and Inside Llewellyn Davis. It's Helen Hong. And she's a comedian who was mentioned as one of the brightest new stars on the Foot Network. It's Jackie Johnson. Tone Zone is here drinking water with one hand. Folks, one hand. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying continue to keep your distance, please. I don't need your COVID all up in my business. It's Alison Rosen.
Alison Rosen. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little pretzel pigs in a blanket. Welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon. By Carlos Alfaro. And Patreon is the only place where you can see the video of us recording this. And we just did some dancing to the theme song. And Jackie Johnson, who showed her foot last week and made it onto Wiki Feet, this time took her pants off. And I almost saw a wiki crotch.
Ooh.
I didn't, though.
It's the best kind of
I was careful. I'm a lady, okay? I'm doing my best. But yes, I am pantsless.
Woohoo!
That's just for Patreon.
Jackie just pointed Tony for you to play the... Wait, sorry, do it again. Jackie,
Does
what
it
is
when
it?
I'm typing every time.
I know. What is
You know
it?
what, Tony? You need to stay on it. You know me.
Hey.
Always have the finger on that button, honey. I was just going to say, if you want to see me take off my pants, you got to go to Alison's Patreon.
There we go. Very excited for this group of people. Jackie Johnson, who you've already heard is pantsless. Hello and welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to talk to y'all, catch up. There's lots to discuss as usual.
I know. Daniel, my husband, beforehand was like, is she back here? And I said, no, she's not, but I think she's coming back soon. So we'll get into all of that. Tony, hello.
Hello, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there, doing the best I can.
I saw you raised some money for Black Lives Matter.
Yeah,
by auctioning off your Motion City soundtrack stuff.
Yeah, I had I've saved a lot of stuff over the years, and I had some extras of some things, so I put them on eBay, and all that stuff ended, and yeah, raised about $1,400. So
that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you remember? Wait. I'm going to introduce Helen, and then I got to explain what happened with the Alison Rosen memorabilia auction that I was not doing myself, but I did buy some tickets for. Helen Hong, hello, welcome, first time guest, you guys.
Oh my God.
First met her when I was a guest on Go Fact Yourself, the trivia podcast that she does with J. Keith Van Straten. Mm-hmm. I got his name right?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
It's such a name.
It is. But it's not as good as the name of our podcast, which is Go Fact Yourself.
I like that too.
Which,
very much.
I mean, you can say it with as much emphasis as you need to at the moment. You know what? You can go fact yourself. Isn't that refreshing?
It is. Sometimes I just like to say go fuck yourself, though. But yours is more family friendly. And right. I had the pleasure of meeting the woman who sings or who sang the Facts of Life theme song when I was a guest. That was
actually a really great episode.
That was really fun.
I, too, was really giddy to meet her. And she sang a little bit of it.
She did.
And
it was amazing.
So great.
She's, what's his name, Thicke's mother.
Yeah, Robin Thicke's mother. Yeah.
She's married to Alan Thicke, who wrote the song.
Oh, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that,
wow.
I mean, the
Gloria
Showbiz family.
And then you're also a frequent guest on Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Yes.
And you were on Silicon Valley and tons of other stuff.
Thank you. Yes.
And I mentioned in my Patreon that you were coming on the show. I told them which guests we're going to be on, and more than one person was excited about you, Helen Hong.
Yay!
And of course, they're excited about you, Jackie. Tony, they don't really care about you.
They're sick of me.
Well, it's because of the delay every time someone says Patreon. Tony, see, you're just
Tony.
you're asleep at the button.
There,
you're
and then
asleep at the button.
there's also the lag with Zoom. We're gonna blame it on the lag.
Oh, okay. Okay. I gotta say though, the fact that you guys have like these catchy fun, the catchy fun theme song and the sound effects, like you are a well-oiled machine already.
I love you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
so
impressed.
Just to really set the scene, again, the people on Patreon know this. But for those just listening, Helen is doing what a lot of people have been forced to do right now, which is record in a closet, because that is where the best acoustics are, because you're surrounded by fabric, but also your phone, which you're recording yourself on, is set on a professional perch of toilet paper.
That's right. That's right. And not only is it toilet paper, Alison Rosen, but I will have you know it is Spanish language toilet paper.
Oh, wow.
That I'm gonna show you right now. Oh, I gotta move the sound's not gonna be good. But
That's okay. It's worth it for this visual.
Because as you know, we had a hard time getting toilet paper there for a while, and so I had to resort to Spanish language toilet paper is the only toilet paper I could find, and I'm learning Spanish now. For instance, cuatro rolos de papel higiénico. That's
4 rolls.
4 rolls of toilet paper.
And that is, where is the library?
That's right. That's right. And then, as you can see, it's mega jumbo, which I think means mega jumbo. I think that's what that means.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in the corner it says manzanilla, which I feel like means apple, but that makes no sense. Oh yeah. Oh my God. It's aroma manzanillo. Manzanilla.
Yeah. Guess what it means? It's not apple. To take another guess.
Well, there's a flower there, so I'm going to say sunflower.
If you were going to scent your toilet paper, what scent would you choose?
Piss.
Like
guess.
Like fresh window scent or something.
Manzanilla is Spanish for chamomile.
Oh.
It's chamomile
sounds
flavor,
lovely.
which is a problem for me because my butthole prefers Earl Grey. So.
I have an issue with scented hygienicos. I don't like a scented tampon, and I've never even heard of scented toilet paper.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't know it was a thing.
No, I know.
If you buy Spanish language toilet paper, it is a thing.
All right.
It's a thing. Yeah.
Is it?
I don't like that. That seems very like UTI-ish to me.
Yeah.
Same.
But you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. And there was a period where there was no Charmin, there was no Scott, there was no Angel Soft or whatever. This was it. This was the Manzanilla Mega Jumbo Papel Higienico is what there was. And so
It looks pretty good
Had
though.
to adapt.
I did. Yeah.
It looked like, aside from the chamomile fact, I would be okay wiping myself with that. That is not, to me, you're not really depriving yourself because that looks thick and fluffy.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't opened this package because I think I'm going to save it forever because it'll remind me of these Corona times and it'll remind me when I was this close to wiping my butt with chamomile.
I kind of can't believe that they aren't a sponsor given the extensive plug we've given them. So I mentioned at the end of last week's episode, I believe, that Rafael Castaneda, who's been a longtime super fan, wanted to raise some money for Black Lives Matter. And I think he's underemployed right now. And he's like, what can I do? I know what I can do. I can raffle off some Alison Rosen is your new best friend memorabilia that I've collected over the years. And I was like, what a selfless idea. And also, why are you trying to get rid of stuff that I thought was important to you that it relates to me? So one of the things one of the T-shirts that I sell, he created the design for that. And he had initially he had made it for like other super fans of the show, and they all had them, and I saw them and I said, those are amazing. More people want them. Why don't we sell those? But so anyway, he has the original screen in a frame, and so that was one of the items, and I was like, I want that. So I, instead of doing an auction, which I think would have really told everyone the value of these items, he did $5 raffle tickets and you can buy a bunch, which I think is probably better for my ego, at least, even though this did not have anything to do with my ego. But anyway, I bought a bunch of them because I was like, I want that screen. And I even mentioned that I wanted the screen. Do you guys want to know what I actually won?
Boy, Dewey.
I believed it.
I mean, I'm at the edge of my little stool in my closet. I'm at the very edge.
I want a headshot of myself signed by me.
No.
Yes, can you believe
No
this?
way.
Of all the shitty things to win.
That's
but
hilarious.
Here's the best part, and I don't know that this is ethically sound. I don't know what it is, but the guy who won, his name is Scott. He won the screen print. He wants to send it to me and to have me he wants to donate it to the pod cabin, which is what I call my studio, so that everyone can enjoy it. And I was like, are you sure? Because you won it fair and square. And he said, I'm sure. And I said, okay, then I insist that you receive this headshot to make up for it. So all's right in the world. It really worked out for me, and it was for a good cause. Nice.
Wow, nice sound effect there.
It's not a sound effect. I keep a tiny audience under the table. They're all wearing tiny masks.
Are they wearing pants, though?
They took them all off when Jackie did.
Just like Jackie,
yeah. So Jackie, how's it going? What's the latest?
Oh my goodness. I have so much we could talk about. We could talk about the conversation I had with a rabbi today. We could talk about the fact that Chooch was in the ER all day yesterday from eating sand.
Oh no. Let's talk about
we could
both
talk
of
about
those. But is this an exclusive?
Yes, it sure is. Tony Thaxton.
That's what we play when we play a Jackie Johnson exclusive.
Wow.
It just makes sense.
wow.
All right, let's have it.
Okay, I mean, I can.
We hear
Chooch.
ER, yeah. So Helen has a dog, right? You have a big dog.
I do. I have a Husky German Shepherd mix. His name is Dodger.
Big baby.
Yeah.
Big baby.
And he is he's part of the reason why I'm in the closet right now, because otherwise he would be all up in my face being like, bitch, when are we going to the park? Like, what is going on right now? But he is, oh my God, talk about amazing stroke of luck and timing. I got him in December, 2 months before coronavirus, like the world hit.
Wow.
And it's been the most amazing. I had never had a dog before. I mean, I'd fostered a bunch of dogs, but he's like my first official dog that is my dog. And I got him right before the lockdown. And so he doesn't know a time when we're not together 24/7.
Oh, wow. That's how Tony is with his dog.
Yep. Yeah, I got my dog a couple days into the quarantine. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, we're lucky because they're out of dogs now.
That's what I hear. Yeah, is that still the case? I knew that they went quickly there for a bit.
They've solved the dog population problem.
They're also apparently out of chickens. Should you want to buy a chicken? You can, and I don't mean to eat. I mean to have your own chickens.
Ooh.
So anyway, so we got two big dog people. I have a small to medium sized dog. She's still has like 2 pounds to lose, but she's supposed to be small to medium. And then Jackie has a tiny little dog named Chooch, which is a perfect name. So what happened to Chooch?
Yes, Chooch weighs 6 pounds. So on Father's Day, we took Chooch to the beach. I'm in Delaware on the beach. And we were throwing toys, and she loves the beach. Chooch has been a beach dog her whole life. And we ran into a friend of my fiance's that he went to high school with, and we socially distanced and talked to her for a little while. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, one time my dog ate sand, and she spent 2 nights in the ER, and it cost me all this money, and because if they eat sand, it can like clog their GI tract." And I was like, "Oh, that's horrible." Again, Chooch has been to the beach a million times. And then that night, she started throwing up, and sand was in her throw up. And I was just like, oh, she must have eaten some on accident when we were throwing the toy, because she'd pick it up in the sand.
Right.
So then she throws up all night.
Oh,
then
geez.
she tries to poop, and literally sand is clogging her butthole.
Oh.
Her butthole was full of straight sand. Like no
What?
poop, just straight sand was shooting out of her butthole.
What?
Oh my God. Like dusty poop?
Yes. Like, no, sand. It was literally sand. And then I Googled it, and then we texted his friend, and she was like, get her to the emergency room. So we get her to the emergency room. She starts going like, this is a Patreon exclusive. She starts going like this.
Oh no, like a wobbly drunk.
Yeah, a wobbly drunk Chooch, and I was flipping out. I mean, if anybody knows me, they know that Choochy is my everything. And I was like, oh my God, So anyway, we take Choochy to the ER, and we never saw the doctor, but he sounded super hot. I never saw him because they do this thing now where they hand the dog off and you can't go in. But I talked to him all day long, and I was like, is he hot? And we did try to look him up, and I could not find a photo of him. But
who's the we? Because was Ben agreeing that he sounded hot?
Yeah, he agreed. I put him on speaker. He's like, yeah, he does sound hot. But Chooch had to get 3 sets of x-rays and 3 enemas.
Oh, my God.
And so they kept flushing out her GI tract to get all the sand out. And, I've never had an enema, but I can't imagine having 3 in a day and weighing 6 pounds.
Yikes.
But luckily, she's going to be okay. We didn't have to do surgery. She didn't have to stay overnight, but it was a very scary day. But she's fine.
Good.
But it's sad because I'm never going to bring her to the beach again.
No.
I'm too scared.
But I don't understand, and I'm sure you also don't understand. If she's been to the beach a bunch of times, is it something specific about Delaware sand?
No, I think what it was we were throwing toys a long time. Like, we were on the beach for a few hours. And every time we'd throw the toy, she would pick it up. And I think every time she picked it up, sand would get in her mouth a little bit. And she weighs 6 pounds. So just a little bit of sand could really fuck her up. I think that's all it is. But I'm too scared now. I'm like, I can't bring you to the beach.
That's just so
and
crazy.
She's 10. She's a senior dog, unfortunately, now, and she's got to act like it. She can't be gobbling up sand all day.
Wow. That's just so crazy that you were talking to someone about that very thing, and then it happened to you.
Well, I'm saying if she hadn't said that, I probably would have thought nothing of it and probably not taken her to the vet, and she could have died. I mean, I was reading online, like, if you don't get them there within a certain amount of hours, they could die.
Because what? They're like...
Their intestine will die. Like, their intestine is blocked, and it will change. It will essentially just shut down.
Well, I'm glad she's okay. Wow. That's very scary.
Yeah.
It was terrifying. But this is what happens when you have a dog. It's like you got Helen, look out. That's all I got to say.
Oh my gosh,
Tony, Helen, look out.
I'm with you. And it's so scary because they are like your children and they can't speak and tell you what's wrong, right? So you have to figure it out. Like I had a moment where, oh gosh, I've had so many moments with Dodger. First of all, I'll tell a story that is less scary than the latest story about him. But did you guys know that huskies' penises are furry all the way?
No.
I did not know that.
Which, if you think about it, makes sense. Because if you're a dog that lives in the Arctic, like your dick better be covered up or your dick's going to freeze off.
By the way,
nobody wants a cold dick.
There's someone listening who's like, I knew that. And that person probably freaks me out if they don't have a husky.
Like, I did not know. Dodger's my first dog, and I did not know anything. I didn't really know that much about huskies. And so when I got him, I was
Helen,
like, yes.
You mean like the pink part that comes out is
no,
hairy? Okay,
no.
I was going to say, I can't handle that today.
No,
I can't handle that.
No, that would be some wild sex.
Yeah.
That would be some wild husky sex. No, the pink lipstick part is still naked and lipsticky. But the outside penis is furry, like to the point where there's like about a 1/4 inch of fur past the end of the penis. And so it just looks like a penis of fur. And the grossness of the fact that there's a 1/4 inch of fur out the end is that he pees on the fur there and then it gets crusty. So my sister and I were talking about it, and I was like, oh, we've been calling it his dick sock. And she's like, you know what you need to do? You need to trim your child's dick sock. And so that was one of the things. That was Tuesday.
I think it's not just huskies that have that, though, because I remember Oliver, our dog before Wendy, also had it was almost like an antenna of fur. Past his little penis.
Yeah. Did you need to trim it?
Yes, but I never wanted to, and everyone would always be like, "You should trim that," and I'm like, "I don't want to."
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying to
But
take
also,
a pair of very sharp scissors to your child's penis.
Yes, I mean that's so true, and I feel like also sometimes the fur would invert, and I'd have to kind of pull it out.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is a lot of dog dick talk. Wait, what's the really scary story?
Oh, so 2 weeks ago, Dodger is like having a moment and I don't know what's wrong with him. I take him for his morning walk. He's super sluggish and he's usually like loves his walk. So he's like, keeping the pace and he's kind of, he's like, come on, let's go faster. No, this day he was super sluggish. He was lagging behind. He sits down in the grass in the middle of the walk. And I'm like, oh my God, he never does that. What's wrong with him? Then I go to hug him and he goes, oh. And I'm like, oh my God, something is really wrong. So I emergency call the vet. I'm like, I need to bring him in. I don't know what's wrong. I tried to hug him and he whined and she's like, okay, bring him in. So my vet also has this new coronavirus policy where you don't even go in. You pull into a parking spot that's labeled with a number. You text a phone number and go, I'm in spot number 7 with Dodger. He's here for an emergency visit because I don't know what's wrong with him. Then they send a vet tech out to your car space number. You don't get out of the car at all. They just open the door, pull the dog out, shut the door, and take the dog in.
So you don't even get to see if your vet is hot either.
I was about to ask if your vet was hot or if you had any indication from the voice.
No, I know my vet personally, and he's a friend.
Are they hot?
I would say handsome.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, I would say handsome.
That's a diplomatic answer. Jackie, I don't think we're going to want to have sex with this person.
Well, I'll find out if my guy looks good. I did try to find him on Google. I had no luck, but we'll see. This vet I went to had a page on their website of staff, and I was like, here we go, baby. Here we go. He's not on it.
Oh.
Damn.
Maybe because
he's so
too
hot
for the website. Yeah,
That's right. He's too hot. He makes the other ones look not hot.
right.
So
You got to be careful. The voice can really throw people off.
it really can.
Because I do I work with a lot of people in radio, and it's surprising when you have this image of what you think a person looks like based on their voice, and then you see them and you're like, whoa, that is not what I was imagining. And people say that to me all the time.
I'm telling you though, he sounded hot, and I almost asked the receptionist when she checked me out. I was going to go, by the way, what does Dr. look like? But I thought that might be creepy.
You know what? I think you should call back and not even say who you are and go, hi, I'm calling about Dr. Is he hot? And I bet the receptionist will volunteer that information to you.
Should we do it right now?
Oh my God, let's do it. Yes. Let's do it. Call.
Yes.
Call, because now we all need to know if Dr. is hot.
But here's what I think. I don't want to do it from my phone because they have my phone number and they know me now. One of y'all has to do it.
I'm doing it.
Are you actually okay doing this?
I'm
Okay.
going to give you the number.
Okay, I hit
they don't
stop,
have any
so
record
it'll
of
be
her
2 different
number.
recorders. Okay, so now I have to take this off of airplane mode. And what's his number?
Okay, so this is the vet, right?
Okay, go.
Okay, the number is and the receptionist is going to answer, so you just have to do what you said. And
Wait,
obviously
can you
put it on
hear?
speaker.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Can you hear? Isn't it after hours?
No, it's an emergency vet. It's an emergency vet.
Oh my God, this is so juicy.
Thank you for calling Animal Hospital. This is speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, I have a very random question. This is not an emergency at all, but I'm just
Okay.
I'm very curious. You have a doctor that works there?
We do, yes.
Is Dr. in your opinion, attractive?
Yes, he is.
Really? Because you know what? He sounds hella cute. And
Yes, he was adorable.
oh my God, how old is he? And what is he? If you had to tell me what kind of celebrity he might look like, what would
Oh my gosh, I don't even know what I would compare him to, but as far as how old he is, he's probably around 26, 27, 28.
Ooh. And does he have a girlfriend or boyfriend or wife or husband?
I do not know. I do not know.
But would you say he's hot?
Yes, he's definitely a good-looking guy.
Oh my God! You know what? I suspected talking to him. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like Brad Pitt, George Clooney, Idris Elba, you know what I mean? Where would you put him on the scale?
I would put him at an 8 or 9.
Oh my God! And you work with him every day?
I do work with him a lot, yes. But he's one of our newer doctors.
Do you flirt with him?
So-
Because I would like to flirt with him. Maybe I'll just start bringing the dog in like for no reason. Like, hi, Dr.
Like, hey.
Hey.
Want to check out my dog?
Oh my God. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I know this is a totally like random and like silly and not really in your job description, but thank you so much for sharing that intel.
But it's still a lot of fun.
Super
so
fun.
Next time you bring your dog in, just make sure that's who you ask for.
I'm going to be like, hi, I'm fine and my dog's fine, but we're here to see Dr.
Do it. That'd be so funny.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a
By the
great
way,
night.
He's a very, very nice guy too. So he's a
Ooh.
lot of fun. He's very sweet.
Oh, he's he's so he's totally dateable.
I would say so. Yes.
Girl. Mm.
You have to be a little bit nerdy because I know he likes video games and I like video games too.
Oh my God, he's
Shoot your shot, girl. Shoot your shot.
perfect. So he's like hot and nerdy and a gamer. Oh my God, he's
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah, definitely my kind of person. But you know, I have certain things that I like, and everybody has certain things that they like.
Oh.
But
Thank,
yeah,
thank you so much for being so forthcoming. I really appreciate it.
you are very welcome.
Okay, have a good night.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Did I call it or did I fucking call it? I
An
fucking
8
called
or
it.
9?
And
Honey.
I
He's
mean,
26.
an 8 or
He's
9,
26.
And he's into nerdy stuff.
and he's into nerdy
First of
stuff, and
all-
he's into gaming. You need to go date this guy, Jackie.
No, I'm engaged. He's too young for me. But all I want to say is I called it. I
knew
could
it.
tell he was hot. I could fucking tell.
Wait, now what? But what gave it away? Like, how could
It was
you
just
tell?
it was his voice. He had a hot guy voice. And I told Ben, my fiance, I was like, by the way, the doctor that I talked to, he sounded hot. So then the next time we talked, I put him on speaker, and even Ben agreed. He was like, yeah, he sounds hot to me. I'm telling you, he sounded hot.
I have a lot of things to say. First of all, Helen, that was amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, I
Have
knew
you
she was
done
the
this?
one for
Are
the
you a-
job. I knew it.
Are you a jerky boy? Have you
I'm
done
not
this
a jerky
before?
boy. Because I wasn't being like, I authentically just wanted to know.
I know, but I was thinking if I were to do this, I was trying to imagine like how it would play out if I had done this. I would be like, "Hi, excuse me, is Dr. hot? Okay, thanks, bye."
But also,
Whereas you like
let's-
befriended this woman. That was
But
so
let's
good.
give it up to her too for being so outward with that information. I mean,
she was like, spilling
she's got
her
it bad
guts.
for him.
See,
She's
this
got
is
it bad for
why
him.
this is why I knew this word work, because if he was hot, you know, all the girls in that office are just talking about it, right?
Of
So
course.
she's dying to talk to someone
An
about
8
it.
or a 9. I mean, honey,
Come on, an 8 or a
we
9.
have to find his photo somehow. Okay, what if I go to that Instagram page of the vet and see who they follow, and
Damn,
maybe
I
they follow
should've-
him?
I
Ooh.
should have asked her how we could find a photo of him.
Oh yeah.
Damn. Should we call her back?
That was amazing. Now, my other thing, which I lost my other Oh yeah, I know what I was going to say. Helen, you were saying that you oftentimes hear people say that you look different than how they expect you to look. And I get that as well. First of all, I want to say the thing where you have an idea of what they're going to look like in your mind and then you see them and it's very different. I always find that to be like it's an uncomfortable feeling for me.
Yeah.
It's not great. And I never really put it together that must be what people are feeling all the time about the discrepancy between what they expect me to look like and then what I look like. I used to get, when I was on the Adam Carolla show, all the time people expected that I was going to be blonde. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know what it means, but I don't know what it suggests. But Helen, what do you get?
I literally had a woman not that long ago say, I didn't know you were Asian. And I'm like, Helen Hong didn't tip it off. Helen Hong. And I don't talk about Asians, like I feel like I bring an Asian perspective to the show, but not like every time, I guess. Not
Right.
to every single topic. So she was like, I thought you were white, and I didn't know how to take that.
Yeah.
I was like, are we fighting? I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't know how to take that either.
I'm like, what does that mean? But I had the experience, like, because I was a fan of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me before I got on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. And so I had an image of what Peter Sagal and Bill Curtis and like what all the panelists look like. And when I met them, I was like, whoa, they don't look like anything that I thought they would. Like, I thought Peter Sagal, the host of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, was like a skinny... I thought he was like scrawny for some reason, like a skinnier dude. And he's not. He's like a, you know, a muscular...
A thick man?
Yeah, like not thick like fat, but like he's,
Right.
you know, he's
Sturdy.
He's definitely got muscle tone.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I thought he was like really skinny.
It's interesting
So-
how much we don't normally, unless we think they're hot, look up what these people might look like. And they
No.
don't look up what we might look like.
No.
How does Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me work? Because normally that, in non-COVID times, that's live, right?
Yes.
So do they fly you out there?
Normally, yes, but now we've all been doing it from our closets. Like I did the last Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. I did exactly where I'm sitting right now in my closet.
I love it.
And we're
So-
all in our homes, and they're adding in canned laughter and acknowledging that it's canned laughter. Like they're like, welcome to Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. Yay! So you'll hear laughter, and then they'll go, that was the audience from 1989.
Do you study?
I don't study. I do listen to the news on the weeks that I know that I'm doing it, which lately has been hard
Yeah.
because I used to be a news junkie before Trump got elected. And then I just had to stop because it was like really taking a toll on my psychological well-being. So now I'm no longer, now I really have to limit the amount of news that I take in. So when I'm doing Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, I'll consciously make an effort to listen to the news that week. But other than that, I don't listen to the news as much because I'm like, ugh, I can't take it.
And it doesn't like reach out to you through your phone when you look at Twitter? Because that's where most of my news slaps me in the face.
Well, lately, because I am really trying to keep on top of the Black Lives Matter movement and all the police brutality cases, like I have been on Twitter a lot more and being more vocal on Twitter. But it takes a toll, doesn't it? It's rough. I mean, I, on top of just the general anxiety of coronavirus, all this Black Lives Matter stuff and the brutality and like the injustice has really been taking its toll on me. And it's funny because I got a telemedicine appointment with my general practitioner. And I was like, hey, I'm having a hard time. Like, could you prescribe me some Xanax? And she was like, Helen, have you tried meditating?
Oh, no.
And I was like, bitch, yes. Bitch, yes, I live in Los Angeles. Yes, I meditate, I do the yoga, I do the Pilates. Just give me the fucking meds. Just give me the goddamn meds. Like, it's the fucking apocalypse. Don't talk to me about meditating.
So
Give me the goddamn meds.
Did she give them to you?
She did.
Okay, good.
She did. I feel great. No. Yeah, I should be meditating more, and instead I'm medicating. Is how I'm getting through the times. Like I'm smoking
it's just faster.
Yeah, I'm smoking a lot of weed. I've doubled my Lexapro. Like, we all need to do what we need to do to get through these times.
Specific Lexapro doubling question.
Yeah.
'Cause I've been on all different kinds of doses. And does it make you tired? Because I found that when I increased, I got really tired.
Well, I use it as a sleep aid. So
Oh, really?
I take it just before bed. That's when you should take it. That's what I've been told because it does make you tired.
Yeah.
So it's actually one of the things that helps me is that I take the Lexapro right before bed. And then it does make me tired. It helps me sleep. And then, if I get a decent amount of sleep, then the next day I don't feel tired. I feel good.
Good.
I feel good.
Okay. I need to hear, Jackie, you had your other thing, but I'm forgetting what it is. But I need to hear I shouldn't have advertised that I forgot. I'm advertising that I'm losing my faculties.
It's okay. We've had a lot of stimulation on this episode. I don't have pants on. Helen got to the bottom of the hot doctor. There's a lot.
know. I need to talk to you guys about something that some of you already know well, and that is Embark's dog DNA breed and health kit. Helen, are you familiar with Embark? It's a dog DNA test.
No.
It's like the most comprehensive dog DNA test out there. It can identify over 350 breeds, types, and varieties, and screen your dog for over 175 genetic health conditions to help your vet, perhaps a certain vet that we talked about earlier, provide the best medical care for your dog. It's great. Over 50% of dogs are either at risk or a carrier of a genetic disease, whether they are a purebred or a mix, and Embark can give you a leg up when it comes to knowing their health history. So I did it with my dog, Wendy. She's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. I knew that it was going to come back Cavalier, but still, because they screen for so many different genetic conditions, it took a big load off my mind to know that she's not at risk for certain things. And then also, I am now connected, if I want to be, which I do, to people who have relatives of Wendy. And so it's super cool in that respect. And then also it just a lot of other information, like what percentage wolfiness she is, what her weight should be, which was a little bit of it was the wake up call that I knew that it was a wake-up call for her as well. They can tell you, like, in human years, how old she is, and it's not as simple as just what we learned, which is dog years. It's like there's a whole thing. Jackie, you did it with Chooch. It gave you way more detail than the other ones you had done.
Oh, it was so fulfilling, and she has an aunt in Palo Alto, and she's 0.6% wolf, and I'm so elated that I know that.
She has an aunt in Palo Alto.
Isn't that
I love
great?
that.
Everyone needs that. This summer, Embark has a limited time offer just for our listeners. Go to embarkvet.com now and use promo code BESTFRIEND to get $50 off your dog, breed, and health kit. So visit Embark, EMBARK, vet.com, and use promo code BESTFRIEND to get $50 off today. Embarkvet.com, promo code best friend. Okay,
I'm going to take
Jack,
the test, and then I'm going to go, and then I'm going to take Dodger on the plane and go to Delaware so I can visit a hot doctor.
There you go. There you go.
I feel like we all need to do that. Jackie, what was your other thing?
I met with my rabbi today.
Oh, yeah. Fill us in.
So I'm converting to Judaism.
Wow.
And I had my first meeting today, and I was so nervous because if anyone out there is like me, your only references for Judaism are pop culture. So all I could think of was Charlotte on Sex and the City getting rejected by the rabbi. But this was completely the opposite experience. But I was also like, oh my God, I have to have all these answers ready in case he asked me things. And I've been reading my book and ready to go. And it was very casual and very friendly and very welcoming.
What book are you reading?
I'm reading a book that a friend of mine actually put me on email with the author. Her name is Sarah Hurwitz, and she was Michelle Obama's speechwriter. Mm-hmm. And she wrote a book called Here All Along, and it's about sort of her journey with Judaism and growing up with it and then kind of denouncing it.
That's the second time today I've heard about this book. That's so weird.
Really?
Yeah, I saw someone post something on Instagram, and I was like, I feel like I've heard about that. That book has been here all along. I should look it up, but then I just didn't. And now
you can borrow mine if you want.
Okay.
But so I've been reading that just to give myself some context. But it went so well, and I'm so excited, and it's definitely not going to be easy. But I'm excited about it.
Wait, did you meet him in person or did you meet him over Zoom?
No, we FaceTimed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And are you converting because you're marrying a Jewish man? Got it.
And is that necessary? Does he need? Why? Tell me more. Your decision to convert for him. Is it necessary to his family or to him?
No. I actually told him on our first date I would convert, and he was like, you know what? We'd love to have you.
So was it something you were thinking about already?
Well, I just think that, if it means something to him, and he wants to raise our kids Jewish, I don't want to be left out because I definitely want to be involved, and I don't want them to be like, hey, how come mom isn't up here? How come mom's not doing stuff? So I was just like, yeah, I'll do it. I mean, I'd be honored to do it. It's going to be a lot of work, but I think it's going to be really beautiful, and I'm excited.
Wow.
I want to piggyback on your journey because my listeners know, but Helen probably doesn't know. So last name Rosen, am Jewish, obviously, but this is I always hate telling this story because it like strange credulity because it makes no sense. I didn't know I was Jewish until I was 21, and it's a whole long story why I didn't know. But basically, I have like no relationship with Judaism other than knowing that I'm Jewish and knowing some family details. But I know, like, I'm always having to look up, like, okay, what holiday is it right now that people think I'm celebrating? So anyway, that's why, Jackie, I feel like I want to convert with you. And by that, I just mean I want to just pass your handouts along to me or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to share whatever with you because it's going to be a very personal experience. That's what we've kind of talked about today. And also, he wants Ben to be really involved with it because he was like, what Judaism means to you won't be what it means to you. And so you two can both learn from each other and have your own personal identity with it. And it was just really, I'm excited. I'm really excited. It is going to be a lot of work. And I kind of said it being like, oh, yeah, I'll convert. Not really thinking about all the work.
Wow.
But and we're getting I guess this is an exclusive, Tony.
Oh.
Tony Thaxton.
I love that this is our exclusive sound.
We're eloping in February.
Oh.
So I have 8 months to go, so I got to get moving with it.
You know what's weird? You know how time has lost all meaning?
Yes.
Yes.
When you said February, that sounds really soon. But
It
8 months is actually... 8 months doesn't sound like no time at all. 8 months sounds
8
decent.
months. It's less than 8 months.
That's why.
7 months? 7 months. I don't know. It's not far though. It's pretty soon. I mean, I gotta get a move on.
Yeah. Well, that's very
I have
exciting.
a lot to learn.
We have a lot to learn. When do you come back?
Yes.
Do you know?
Saturday.
Oh, that's really soon.
Yeah.
Are you excited about leaving Delaware and the hot vet?
I don't know. What's LA like? It's still a lot going on, right?
Oh my
I only
God.
know what the inside of my house is like, and it's messy. But I imagine LA is the same.
It's scary. And I'll tell you the current thing that's scary, because I don't think I finished the story about Dodger being sick.
Oh,
right.
Sorry.
So I take Dodger to the vet and they do a battery test, and it turns out he has a tummy ache.
Oh,
and he's just being
buddy.
he's being a little bitch. But thank God, like no big. But then, okay, so this was 2 weeks ago. I get this email yesterday from my vet's office being like, the hospital is closing down immediately. We'll let you know when we're reopening. And I'm like, and this is a big, well-established veterinary clinic. And I'm like, what's going on? And I'm personal friends with my vet. So I text my vet and I'm like, hey, why are you guys closing so abruptly? And he goes, we all have COVID.
Oh, that's what I thought you were going to say.
He's like, we all have COVID.
Oh, my God.
So sick for a week. I was just there 2 weeks ago. Meanwhile, I'm like, yeah, but what about me? I'm terrified. Yeah, no. And thank God they had those precautions that I didn't really interact with anybody.
Right.
And as far as they know, like, dogs can't transmit it. But the entire, and this is a big hospital with like 4 doctors and like 12 vet techs. They all have COVID. And
I'm surprised. I am, and I'm not surprised that they didn't share that information. Because doesn't it seem like, well, I mean, I guess that would like freak everyone out.
Because
if they were
the
to share
email
it.
was very just like, hey, we're closing. Sorry for
Right.
the inconvenience. It was very vague.
Abrupt. Yeah.
Like they didn't specify, and I think they should have been like, hey, we all,
Of course.
I kind of think so too. Just
like
so
I think
that
they
people
should have been
know.
like, hey, our staff has come down with coronavirus, just to let you know if you've been in contact with any of us recently, you might want to get tested.
Right.
But they didn't say, they just said, hey, we're closing down. We'll let you know when we're reopening. Sorry. And then I had to find out from my personal friend who I texted, and he's like, we all have it. And I'm like, yo, that's terrifying. And the even scarier thing is, especially for people who think this is a hoax or fake or overblown, like my vet friend is like my age, and he's like, I am sick as shit. Like I've had a fever for 3 days and I can barely hold down water. And I'm
geez.
like, dude, that I'm like, first of all, like if you need anything, like if you need me to drop off supplies, like let me know. But also that's terrifying that he's like my age and he's like, I am really sick. Like he's not like I have to go to the hospital, but it's definitely like not a no big deal thing.
Is he the one that you took Dodger to? And was he working when he was feeling sick?
No, he wasn't working. He wasn't working, and I didn't see him because it was his day off, and it was an emergency. So I had to, I couldn't wait. I had to take him in that day.
Well, welcome back, Jackie. We're excited for you to return.
Well, don't get it twisted. Like, we are flying back, and then we are going to quarantine, not touch anybody because we don't know if we were exposed on the flight. Then I think I'm going to wait like 5 days and go get tested. Mm-hmm. And see, what the test says, because obviously, like, we are very careful. But I'm too scared to fly again. Like, I'm not flying until I go to my wedding. I'm not flying.
Yeah, I'm freaked out to fly. And I fly for a living because I'm a touring comic. And I'm freaked out to fly.
So are you... I know some people who are already doing shows. Are you... But which to me, and if I doubt if they're listening... kudos for your go-getter spirit, but that seems terrifying to me to be a comedian doing shows.
Well, did you see what happened to D.L. Hughley?
Yeah.
I mean, if that's not a wake-up call...
Right. So if anyone doesn't know...
There's no way he didn't get anybody sick. There's no way.
He was performing and he passed out and then tested positive for coronavirus. And he's like, I'm one of those symptomatic people. Asymptomatic, I mean, yeah. But he had talked about how he had been like exhausted and dehydrated, and then he passed out. So I'd say those are some symptoms.
Wow. I mean, if that's not a wake-up call for comedy clubs everywhere, like, I don't know what is. That D.L. Hughley, completely asymptomatic, passed out on stage and probably got at least the front 2 rows of comedy club patrons sick. And that's sad. That to me, like I had 2 gigs booked at the end of July where I would have had to travel to Florida and to Texas, and I canceled. I was like, I'm not doing it. Like, it's not worth the risk. And because that's around the time that a lot of these clubs were just opening back up. And I'm like, I don't want to be the guinea pig. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't need to be like one of the first comedians back out there testing the waters. Like, I want to wait until we all know it's safe.
Right.
Because comedy clubs is like, I mean, talk about there's no situation that is more communicable. You're in an you're in an enclosed space. People are laughing, right, and
you're talking loudly at them.
You're talking loudly at them. So there's just aerosolized particles flying all over the room.
And that microphone is going to be absolutely disgusting.
God, no! I'm like
it's probably never been cleaned.
I'm like buying my own mic. And like taking my own mic to clubs when this starts back up because like, ew, they were gross to begin with. Like, ugh.
And then there are comedians doing shows where they perform and everyone's in their car, like drive-in theater stuff, but everyone's in their cars.
I like that.
I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's a hard thing. I mean, like, you need to find a place that's functional.
Right. And if you, Helen, as a stand-up, if you don't hear the laughs, would that be really disorienting for you?
It's super awkward.
In the car with the windows up?
Yes, it's super awkward. Like, I've done a bunch of Zoom comedy shows, and I've done ones where people keep their mics on so you can kind of hear the laughter, and that works. But I've done ones where they were instructed to turn all their mics off. And that was like, okay. I was like, da-da-da-da-da-da. No? Hello? Anybody? Is anybody out there? Hello? Is anybody out there? And it's kind of sad because you can, if you have like the little gallery view on your Zoom, like you can see people laughing, but but they've turned their mics off so you can't hear. And it is weird. It is weird to like deliver a punchline that you're pretty sure is funny and then nothing. Nothing's happening. So... yeah, it's a really tricky time for stand-up comics because, it's the beauty of live performance is really the thing that makes stand-up comedy special. Live performance in front of a live audience, spontaneous crowd work, all that stuff. But I mean, I don't know when that stuff's going to come back. I know comics are out there doing shows right now, but I mean, I was reticent to do it. And then that DL Hughley thing just made me freak out. I was like, there's no way. There's no way if someone like that is completely asymptomatic and he's like, I never had a fever. I don't have a cough. I don't have trouble breathing. Like, I feel great. And then just to suddenly be like, I passed out on stage and guess what? I have it. Ugh.
Yeah, I think there's a real question about what live performance is going to look like, because I know that they're not filling the clubs too. So that's another thing that's going to affect, even if it was safe and everyone was back, but it's only at half capacity, that's going to feel different.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I don't want to go to a comedy show right now.
No.
Yeah, it's scary.
But at the same time, like, how are y'all going to make your living? You know, it's scary.
I mean, that's the thing that's really terrifying. And like, thankfully, I'm very blessed in that I make my income a few different ways. So like, I act and I have residual checks coming in from past acting projects, and I do podcasts, which I can do from my closet, like I'm doing right now. And that gets me some income. But yeah, like I have friends who are just touring comics, and they're just collecting unemployment right now because like they just have no income. Like it's just really scary because I do feel like, it's hard to argue that stand-up comedy is an essential business. And especially because it is so, I mean, if there's a way that you're going to get it, if there's a guaranteed way to get it, it's being in an enclosed comedy club. So,
Tony, did you have tours lined up? So Tony plays drums in Motion City Soundtrack that we were talking about before. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, like a month ago I was supposed to be in the UK, but that's the only thing that was scheduled. There was some tentative things later this year, but nothing was official, and there's no way those are happening. So,
yeah.
Do you guys want to do some yes please or oh please? This is my signature segment. It's not really, I just refer to it that way because I always forget the name. And this is where we talk about something polarizing and we weigh in whether we give it a yes please or an oh please. And there's a little song. But I would first like to take a moment to thank the new Patreon people. Wendy, Eric, Tamara, Louise, and Jennifer. Hello and welcome. Patreon.com/Alison.
Patreon.
Thank you. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen. Okay, let's hear the yes please or oh please.
He said, yes, please, give me some of that. Oh, please, that's much crap.
All right. Today we're going to be yes pleasing or oh pleasing raisins. And I did put this on Twitter, and I did a poll. So the crowd has spoken. I know how they feel, but we're going to go around and say how we feel. I personally give raisins a yes, please. I feel like, and I don't have them in my house often. They're not really a part of my life. But when I encounter them, I'm like, you know what? I actually like raisins, and I feel like they get a bad rap. Anyone else?
I'm going to jump in immediately and say, oh, please.
Well, here we go.
They're gross. That's all I can say. They're like mini prunes.
I'm okay with prunes too.
I guess is fine if you need to shit, like have trouble shitting. Yeah. No, I think they're gross. I think they're dry but not fully dry. They're not wet. They're not fully wet. They're not fully dry. They're gummy in a weird way. Sometimes there's like seeds in them and they're crunchy like unexpectedly and they're nasty.
Okay. If they were in a cookie, would you not eat the cookie?
I would eat the cookie and wish that I had a different kind of cookie.
That is the worst when you grab a cookie thinking it's a chocolate chip cookie and then it turns out to be a raisin.
Oatmeal raisin.
I would be okay with that. All right, Tony, what do you say?
I am kind of also in the oh please world.
Boy.
However, if you give me some chocolate covered raisins, I'm on board with those.
A goober? I think that's what those are called, right?
I don't know.
Wait, no, sorry, raisinets. Goobers are
Yes.
chocolate covered peanuts. Yeah.
Yes,
so you can do raisinets. Interesting. Jackie?
I actually answered your Twitter poll.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and I said, oh, please.
Okay.
I feel like if there's a raisin around, I'm starving. I'll partake. I'm not a monster. But if there was ever a smorgasbord laid out and they were like, eat whatever you'd like, and there were raisins, I would keep walking, hun. I wouldn't even look twice.
Girl.
I agree. Helen should write like a haiku or something, because that was so poignant what she said. It was like, they are dry, they are wet, they are shriveled. Like, it is she perfectly said what it is. Like, it was very poetic and true. I can't say anything better than that. It's exactly how I feel. And the same thing with the cookie.
It was so well stated that it almost made me... It didn't make me give up my appreciation for raisins, but it made me realize that they are challenged in the texture department. Like, I forget exactly how you said it. It was like they're neither
so
wet
well
nor
put.
dry. They're
It was so
they're
beautiful.
unexpectedly crunchy. That one really, they really are.
Right? Like sometimes you get one with a seed inside and you're like, why is it not crunchy? Ugh, no.
Something that I never noticed before, but I recently bought some. I recently bought some raisins. On the Sun-Maid box, again, they're not a sponsor, but the raisin lady is holding a bunch of green grapes. And green grapes make golden raisins, which are a whole different thing.
Yeah, but they're still gross. They're still gross.
I don't care for, though, are craisins.
What's a craisin?
No.
It's a raisinized cranberry.
Oh.
They're just...
So a dried cranberry?
Yes.
They're not good. Yeah.
No.
They're not good.
Yeah.
Not into them.
Even blueberries, like dried blueberry, anything that's like that size, and they, for some reason in the drying process, they never get fully dry.
Right.
So it's like gummy.
I didn't know there are dried blueberries.
Yeah.
Are you sure
Trader
those aren't...
Joe's.
Okay. That just sounds like old blueberries to me.
Yeah, that's
But
what I
I think-
mean.
But that's kind of what all like dried fruit is. It's like fruit that got left out.
I feel like dried apricots are really not that good.
Yeah. You know what? Now that you mention it, the only dried fruit I like are dried bananas.
I like dried mango.
Oh yeah, I could get behind some dried mango,
yeah.
but still, even that is like leathery, and then it's going to be in your teeth for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something about fruit, unless you get like the freeze dried fruit. Is they make it really crunchy. I'm a crunchy person too, so that's why I really like dried bananas, because it's kind of like got a chip consistency.
Yeah.
But any other dried fruit is like, it's like it's gummy.
You know what's
That's
not
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You know what's not terrible though, and I don't think you see it that often. But dried pineapple that's like almost candied. It's like really sweet and kind of falls apart. It's not super gummy.
I would have agreed with you there, only I just got a very bad bout of food poisoning from a dried pineapple.
What?
Oh my God.
Where? When? Tell us.
I bought a container of dried, candied, super sugary pineapple I was staying with my sister in San Francisco, and she has this like Whole Food, like a small Whole Foods grocery, you know, because I'm trying to do this. She and I are both trying to do this thing where we're trying to buy local and not buy from chains, especially these days because the chains are all like on the brink of economic collapse, you know, because of Corona. So, you know, we're trying not to go to like Safeway. There's a Safeway right next to her place, and we try not to go there. So I go to this like Whole Foods little mom and pop grocery store, and they have an entire dried fruit section. And I'm like,
bins?
ooh. Yeah.
Is it like bulk food? Yeah.
Yeah. So they have the bulk food ones, and then they have the prepackaged, you know, like when they take the bulk food, but they prepackage it for you and it's already weighed. So that's what I got. I got the already weighed, and they looked great. Dried pineapple, tons of sugar, very sugary. And I eat one, and the next day I'm like, ooh, and then the next day I'm like, ooh, I was sick for like 2 weeks off of these freaking pineapples. And
I guess I would give that an Puhleeze in that case. And
That
then your
makes me
dog
so nervous.
had a
I hate
stomach
that.
ache. Let's do some Just Me or Everyone.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
All right, this is where people... Oh my God, Jackie's foot is back.
Can you believe that somebody put it on WikiFeet? I laughed so hard. I laughed for an hour at
Jackie, somebody is going to be jerking off to that. Like
she's proud of her feet.
that. Fine with me.
Like there's actually not somebody, like a handful of people are going to be jerking off to that later.
Bring it on. Toots.
Did you say bring it on, Toots? That's the perfect thing to say to feet lovers.
Yep, and I didn't even mean it. I didn't even mean to do that.
Okay, so this is where people write in with things they think or do, and they wonder, is it just me or is it everyone? If you would like to submit your just me or everyone, your JMO, as we call them, JMOE, tweet them to @ARIYNBF and use the hashtag JMO. Okay. Dory says, just me or everyone. I'm decent at spelling, but I have to look up how to spell guinea pig every time. I've literally never gotten it right once. I don't think I have that with guinea pig, but I have that with the word unnecessary and appropriate. I can never get the right number. Like with unnecessary, I can never get the N's correct and the C's and the R's. And then with appropriate, the P's confuse me. Mm-hmm. Do you guys have this?
Yeah, same exact as you. I can spell guinea pig, but I have trouble with unnecessary. I have trouble with appropriate. And I read this great tweet recently that said, if you know how to spell diarrhea on the first try, I don't trust you. And I completely agree. Like, who the hell knows how to spell diarrhea on the first try?
Wait. Okay.
I'm sitting here completely confused and don't even know where to start other than a D.
Right? It's like diarrhea is hard. There's like
it's very hard.
There's a couple of R's, we think. There might be an H. Like, who knows?
I kind of feel that way about nauseous.
Oh, yeah. That one's hard.
Yeah.
Nauseous. Mm-hmm. And then I heard that it's actually nauseous isn't correct. It's nauseated. Even though I think we all allow nauseous.
Yeah.
But because it's something that's nauseous. Yeah.
Are you saying nauseous is not a word?
It is a word, but that's nauseous means it's some. I think I could be wrong. I think that to say that, like, I felt nauseous means I felt like I was going to make someone throw up. Like, you should say I felt nauseated.
The definition says, affected with nausea, inclined to vomit, or causing nausea, offensive to the taste or smell.
You know what? If I'm standing around with a random person and they go, I feel nauseated, I'd be like, oh.
Right. Okay, the Queen of England needs a barf bag.
Pinky up with your teacup.
Yeah, Tony, do you usually say nausea?
No. But I can just, I don't know. I just can remember some times where I, for some reason, had to type it and I was a little lost.
No, I mean...
just say, I feel fucking sick. That's what I say.
Yeah. Like when you swam with sharks.
Exactly.
Okay. Leela Rolling Stone says, when trying to pick the appropriate emojis, I will often make the face that I'm looking for as I scroll through. I don't know if I do that.
That's a fun quirk.
Okay, I have a question. People who communicate via emojis all the time and also people who communicate via GIF, which it's like I just discovered GIFs. I recently started using them. But basically, how long do you spend looking for the right one? Because if I can't find the thing I want really quickly, I'm done. I don't have all day.
I have a couple of friends who are so quick, and I don't know how they are able to do it. But you're right. There is a timeliness to GIFs. Like, if you don't have it right there, if it takes more than 3 minutes, dismount.
Oh my God. That's more than like 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's what
I know, same, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love a GIF, but the thing is did you know that the iPhone will call you out and while you're looking for it, it will show you the word dots with the GIF sign?
No.
No.
So like if I'm talking to Alison and I'm texting with her and I'm like, oh my God, did you hear about this? You'll see the little word blurb pop up that I'm searching for one. And I'm like, way to kill the momentum.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I also didn't know you're a GIF versus GIF person.
I'm a GIF. I don't know. Choosy moms choose GIF. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Let's
can
see
I
what-
also really
Please.
quickly update everybody? Because
Yes.
last time I was on, I did a Just Me or Everyone about using my towel.
Oh, yeah.
And what part of my towel I use to wipe my face versus wipe my butt. And I got multiple messages from the Alison Rosen audience. Multiple messages. I got emails. I got DMs. And everybody said the same thing. And I felt like an idiot because everyone seems to know that the side of your towel with the tag on it is what you rub on your body. The side without the tag you can use for your face. So like and somebody told me to use T for T, tag, and titty. So like the side of the towel with the tag, you rub your titties on.
What? And they were
Does that
like,
make sense?
and they were telling you this like, duh.
No, they weren't rude about it. I just got multiple people telling me the same thing. They were like, "Oh, you just use the one side with the tag to
I've
wipe
never
your
heard
butt."
of that. But
No,
that
me
is-
neither.
It is clever, but I've never heard of that.
There
So have you
go.
been doing that now?
No, I still just pay no mind and rub my butt where my face was and vice
Yeah.
versa. I don't know.
Yeah. Who
Yeah.
knew?
I
Okay.
mean, if my butt's just coming out of the shower, it's clean.
Exactly.
Yeah, we do our best.
Emily Wills says, I still do one of those awkward social smiles when I pass people in the grocery store, even though they can't see what's going
Yes.
on under my mask.
Same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same.
Yes.
The Clevelander says, I feel that me and the random person I see driving the same make, model, and color car would be great friends. I have a worse insane thing, which is when I see my car going the other way, for a second, and I know this doesn't make any sense. For a second, I'm like, is that me? Or I'm like, is that my car? It doesn't make any sense. And I'm just going to say it has to do with, sometimes you see your reflection or a mirror, so that my brain must think it's that. I don't know.
Wow.
I'm crazy. Oh, Tony, you did it. That's a perfect use of that drop.
I drive a silver Prius in Los Angeles. So
Yeah, I have a red one, so I'm
I'm constantly trying to get into the wrong car. Or
Yeah,
there's
also a
four in a
Prius
row.
driver.
There's 4 silver Priuses parked in a row, like next to each other. And I'm like, God damn it, which one's mine?
There's a guy. Okay, so I drive a Prius as well. But I 2 years ago, bought a Prius C, and it's the special. What is it called? It's a special edition. And it has a pink stripe.
Is that why you got it?
Yeah, of course. The guy saw me coming a mile away with my pink fur coat, my dog with a pink tail. He was like, I think I might have one you might like. But it's, oh God, what's it called? The Persona series. And there's only 1,500 of them made in the world.
What?
And guess what? One of them lived on my street. Out of all the friggin'... So he would drive by my house. He would drive by my house, and I would be walking my dog, not in my car, and I'd be like, hey! Like, and he'd look at me like I was crazy, and I was like, oh, wait, he doesn't understand. I just want him to know that I have the same car. And so finally one time we drove past each other, and it was like this moment of confirmation, and he didn't give a shit, but I was like... he didn't care.
So
He didn't
funny.
care.
At first, I thought you were hollering because you thought he had stolen your car.
Oh no! I mean,
You're like-
that
you were
probably
just-
did cross my mind
You
very
were just
briefly.
like having a
relating
fraternal
moment.
Like, oh my God, we're kindred spirits.
I mean, can you believe that? There's only
What are the
1,500 of
chances?
them in the world, and 2 of them are on the same street in Silver Lake.
What is the other? So it's got a pink. I'm trying to picture this car. It's got a pink stripe. What's the other color?
It's black. It's black Prius. It has pink's little tiny accents on the sides. It has a pink rear view mirror and pink side view mirrors. It was like the perfect amount of pink.
That's
really
cute.
cool.
That sounds really cute.
It was really cute.
I have a silver Prius, and there's 1,500 of them on my block.
All right. Let's see what else we got. Oh, this one's cute. Jennifer Takaji says, when I was a little girl, I thought kidnappers took kids because they loved kids and for some reason didn't have kids of their own, and they planned to raise the kids they kidnapped as their family. It never occurred to me the kids would be abused. I mean, when I say that one's cute, maybe it's also dark, but her sweetness is cute. I don't think I ever thought that. I don't know that I ever thought I never thought past, I hope someone doesn't steal me. They're dangerous. So I never really thought about what kidnappers do with kids.
Yeah.
I was just, they tell you not to get in the car with them. And I'm like, you don't have to tell me twice, you know?
Right.
I don't know if I thought about kidnappers much. And I think there are some kidnappers who do that. Haven't you guys ever seen Hand That Rocks the Cradle?
Yes.
Isn't that a good movie?
Wait, is that with The Hand That Rocks the Cradle? What? Who is that? Am I thinking of the right movie? Does that have like a druid plot?
No.
Okay, what am I thinking of?
A druid plot? I don't
I
know.
don't even know what that means. I'll be honest.
Who's in The Hand That Rocks the Cradle?
Annabella Sciorra,
Yeah.
who it turns out when the whole Harvey Weinstein thing came out, he tried to sleep with her, and when she didn't want to sleep with him, he ruined her career. And it's like this big dramatic Me Too thing where he like completely because he was so powerful at the time that he blacklisted her because she wouldn't fuck him. And but I just remember seeing that movie when I was much younger and just being like, whoa. But it's basically
Yes, this is the one I saw. It came out in 92. I saw it, and I don't see horror movies, but I went with a bunch of friends, and like they were popular, and I wanted to be cool, so I went to see this movie, even though I don't like scary movies. I swear to God, there was something involving druids in this movie.
In The Hand That Rocks the Cradle?
Yeah, the confidence with which you just said that makes me think that I'm wrong.
I'm trying to think if there's a druid connection.
Didn't she love trees? What fucking movie am I thinking of then? I swear there's someone is yelling at the same person who's jacking off to Jackie's foot or maybe it's a different person. It's like yelling right now at their
person
phone.
who knows huskies have hairy dicks.
Yeah. There was something that involved like a nanny, and she was gonna, I don't know, sacrifice the baby to a tree or something.
Oh, was it Rebecca De Mornay?
Yes, she's in The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Oh, she is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm mixing up. Now I'm mixing up
I don't know what
movies.
the fuck y'all are talking about. I'll be honest. I don't know.
I'm just going to search Hand That Rocks the Cradle Druid. And by the way, I hope that wasn't a spoiler, but the movie came out in 92. Sorry. Helen, you were saying something about Me Too and Annabelle. Yeah, so like and wasn't Rosanna Arquette also her career
think so.
stymied?
Yeah, I think so. He was a real piece of work, that one.
He really was.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Sounds
real
like
gross. Real gross. And he tried to sleep with Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow was the one who really spoke out about it first.
Yeah, and Brad Pitt threatened to kick his ass.
Yeah, which makes me love Brad Pitt even more because that's awesome.
Sometimes I forget that I'm hosting a show and I go down a rabbit hole, and I've not yet found anything.
I was trying to help you too, but I couldn't find anything quickly off of what you said.
I'm not really seeing anything that suggests a druid plot, and yet I swear to God, okay. I've got to read the plot here.
Wait, are you talking about Willow?
No.
Are you talking about Willow?
No. There's really nothing. What could have been this other movie that involves trees and a druid and? Yeah,
I don't even know what a druid is. I'm going to be honest.
I
This whole
think they worship
conversation
trees.
has lost me.
Do druids worship trees, Tony?
Let me see.
I thought they worshipped stones, like Stonehenge.
Stones and trees. I mean, they got to go together.
Well, they're just defined as a priest, magician, or soothsayer in the ancient Celtic religion.
Huh. Well, we've really raised a lot of questions, more questions than we've answered here. That's for sure. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Ray Morgan says, just mirror everyone. Caught myself saying I'm sorry to a jigsaw puzzle while trying to fit a wrong piece. I haven't done that, but it does feel weird when you're like trying to force it.
I can't say that I've done that, but real quick, druids were concerned with the natural world, its powers, and considered trees sacred.
Yes. At least I got that part right. But what is the movie I'm thinking of? Shanna says, I could just eat small bites of food, preferably with a dipping sauce for the rest of my life. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love a dip.
Oh gosh, yummy.
And little morsels too.
Yeah, like a
morsels.
like a nugget.
Sure.
Like a nugget,
Or like,
a fry, a taquito. Yummy.
I remember being at a party years ago, a Christmas party, and there was like a big box of C's candy, and one of the other women was like, "Let's just cut them all into a bunch of little pieces." Yes,
That's a
the most
great
fun.
idea. Because then you know what you're getting.
Yeah, then you don't bite in, and you're not like, "Oh, this is just nuts." For me, I wouldn't want that. You guys, this has been really fun.
This has been really fun. Thank you for allowing me to share my stories about the dick sock and my vet who has coronavirus and Jackie's vet who's hot.
Thank you for getting to. That was like one of the best things I've seen in a long time.
That was an epic time, and I'm so invigorated.
You're validated. Your hunch is validated.
I'm telling you, that is honestly what it is. I'm just like, I could just tell.
But now,
and I was right.
Now our homework is we actually need to find a photo of this guy. Like we legitimately.
I don't know how to do it. I feel bad taking any more of that woman's time, and also like, what if while she's talking to us about like the hot doctor, there's a husky on the other line that's dying. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like we can't like take up any more of her time.
Oh, way to make me feel rotten.
No. I just mean the next call. You know what I mean?
You know what though? Didn't you get the sense that she was really into it?
Oh, yeah.
Like she
Yeah.
watched. She's been dying to talk about
course.
Dr. Whatever. What is his name again?
Dr.
I was tempted to tell her. I was tempted to like give up the ruse and tell her about the podcast because I feel like she would be a devoted listener. She seemed fun.
Yeah, but then we would have to get her permission, and then
Right.
what if she
Yeah.
says no and the whole bit is blown?
No, we need
but
to
I'll
keep
say
her
this.
anonymous.
I mean, she was really willing to dish it out.
I'm telling
She
you.
was. She could have been like, "Excuse me, that is inappropriate," and hung up on us. But no, she loved it.
She's probably bored. Are they letting people inside your place? You couldn't go inside either, right?
No,
Yeah, so she's
and that's
probably
why I couldn't
bored.
see Dr.
We have to find out what Dr. looks like.
I know. I don't know what to do. What should we do?
We need to
I've
stalk
done
it.
a
We need to.
little
You know what?
Googling.
I like your concept of going onto their Instagram.
They don't have an Instagram.
Oh God
I tried.
damn it!
I just was doing that earlier.
Damn
Yeah.
it!
I don't know, guys. I don't know what
You know
to
what,
do.
Jackie?
I mean,
You're gonna have to call her back.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to call
Chooch
her
is gonna
back
need
and
more.
say, you know what? Thank you so much for sharing that, Dr. Hot. Is there a way that I can find out what he looks like? Like, is there a photo of him online?
or you know what I could do? I could call and be like, "Hey, I'd like to talk to Dr. as a follow-up, and then while I'm on the phone with him, try to get like a little more, be like, by the way, what's your first name? Like, would that be weird?
Yes.
Yep. Helen, as usual, tells it like
Yes.
it is.
That would be weird.
I
No,
was
I'm
going to
telling
say
you,
no
it's
because
the-
I'm curious, but you're right. It would be definitely because right now they're like, who is it that called? You know?
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly.
I mean, even though they have Helen's name and number, probably.
I think the receptionist is the way to go. Like, I think she's the key in because if you're Dr. and some random, and you think you're taking a patient call and you're like, okay, I'm ready to help this golden retriever that's got something stuck in his esophagus. And you're like,
Right.
what's your first name?
Right.
I think he's like, what is your problem?
I will
think-
say this. Also, he had a really great sense of humor.
Ooh.
Because I was making jokes because I was like, he was like, she's going to have another enema. And I was like, you know what? She lives in LA. Enemas are part of our culture. She can handle it.
And he thought that
like,
was funny.
He like yes anded my joke.
Oh,
you know,
that's
like,
great.
So he's got a good sense of humor. And he's a vet. He loves dogs.
Jackie,
I mean, you know,
who can you set up with him?
I don't know anyone in Delaware.
What if
I don't
he's not
know.
single?
I
What if the
yeah.
confidence and hotness you perceived was because he's not looking?
Yeah, that's
Well, you know what's
totally-
interesting?
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? I told Ben. So I used to be a dog walker, Helen. I used to be like a celebrity dog walker in my 20s. And there is a vet in Malibu who is hot as hell, and everybody knows it. And one time he brought out my dog or the dog I was picking up, and I literally was like,
Was he
And
a
I, like,
9? Was he a 9?
Honey, he was a 9.
Oh.
And and he's in Malibu. I was like, he mops the floor every night. You know what I mean? Like and I texted my boss about it and she's like, oh yeah, he's super hot. Like all the wives want to, hit that. All the like Malibu housewives, whatever. So hot vets are a thing.
Hot vets are a thing. Like, because
Yeah.
he loves animals.
He loves animals. He's hot. He's young. And for all we know, he's like taking full advantage. He's like, I'm 26. I'm living my life. Like he might not even be interested in settling down.
He might
the
be
field.
sleeping with all the women in Delaware.
Yes, or men, or
Exactly. Like we don't know. We don't even know
know.
what team he plays for.
both. We don't. It's all part of the allure.
I wish I could show you guys a picture of my vet. He's so not hot. He's like in his 70s, bad skin, but very good at what he does.
All the vets at my place at Mohawk Alley Animal Hospital in Silver Lake are all gorgeous women. It's all women.
My personal friend vet is he's cute. I don't know if I would say he's hot. He's cute.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there hasn't been a reality show set in a vet clinic.
Tony, is your vet attractive? You have not weighed in.
Because I don't know. Because I've only been in the current scenario. Yeah.
Oh, so
what about the voice, though? What about the voice?
I can't even remember the voice. I literally can't even remember if it was a man or a woman.
Tony, you know what? You got to get yourself back out there, buddy. Okay? These are the things you got to start being on alert about.
I'm working on it. I'm working on that.
Okay.
Tony's secretive. For all we know, he is back out there.
That's true, but I feel like
I might be this weekend.
Ooh.
I feel like
Tony,
he would
are you
tell me. I would be
Tony, are you
offended if he
hooking up
did
in the
it.
time of the Rona?
No.
Are you having a Rona hookup?
Not hooking up. I may be having a pseudo date with someone. Hang out outside and be safe about it. But so we'll see.
Sweetie, we see you.
Is this someone you met? How'd you meet this person?
On a dating app.
Look at that.
I didn't know if it was even where I was like, is a dating app stupid right now? I don't know. And so I just
course
decided
it's
to
not.
try.
No, I changed my Tinder profile to me in a mask.
Nice.
This is my Tinder profile, just me in a mask.
Listen, I met my love of my life on an app, technically, so
There you go.
get on there and swipe away, sweeties.
All right,
Guys, oh no, what were you gonna say?
I hate to say I have to jet because my dog. I haven't walked my dog yet, and I need to go.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. I'm going to let you go. So before you go, tell everyone where they can find you.
Oh, you can follow me on the socials at Funny Helen Hong because some other bitch named Helen Hong has my shit. She's got my handle. So I'm the funny one, Funny Helen Hong. And I'm on the final season of Silicon Valley, which I think is free on HBO right now. Like HBO.com. I think they're still
You are
showing it
so
for
funny
free.
on that show.
Oh, thank you so much. And listen to Go Fact Yourself.
Thank you so much, Helen. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Alison Rosen. Listen to Childish. And if you like what you're hearing, or I'm tired of saying if you like what you're hearing, even if you don't, even if you're like, I don't care for what I'm hearing, please subscribe anyway. Subscribe your friends, tell your friends, rate, review, write a nice review, do all that stuff. It helps out the show so much. And also I have been begging is too desperate. I've been admonishing people for not retweeting my tweets about the show enough. Because I look at the tweets sometimes where I talk about the show and I'm like, this only has like 4 retweets. What? So please retweet. It just makes it makes me feel better. And it tells people about the show. All right, there you go. Jackie, where do we find you?
So I'm still plugging away over here. Natch Butte is my weekly podcast all about beauty. I have been kind of doing solo episodes and not having a lot of interviews, but I've decided, honey, there's no end in sight to this, so I've started to do interviews again. I have a really fun interview this week with a woman who owns Marjani Beauty, which is a beauty boutique exclusively selling Black-owned brands. It's a really great interview. And then, honey, we are just rolling the guests out. So definitely listen and subscribe to Natch Butte. I have a Patreon now.
Patreon.
Oh, yeah, that's my boy. That's my boy. And we're having so much fun over there. I mean, Alison herself is a subscriber.
I am. And I loved your tea
texted
spill.
me. I'm doing another one tomorrow. So we are doing fun stuff over there. I'm having a blast. So check out the patreon.com/Jackie Johnson. And I'm Jackie Michelle Johnson on Instagram, even though I'm not really posting that much. But you know what? We do our best.
I forgot to mention, if you haven't listened to my Monday show this week, I had a guest. I had been doing ones with Daniel for a while, which has been very fun for me. And I will continue doing that. But I decided to get back into interviewing, and it's Candace Thompson, and she's great. So check that one out. Tony, where might we find you?
At Tony Thaxton, Twitter and Instagram, my podcast, Bizarre Albums, and that's it.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I love you. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen Show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go.